Welcome, dear listener, to a realm of ancient wonder. Tonight, as you settle into comfort and rest, we invite you to enjoy the soothing narrative of Ligdameon's symphonic wisdom. In this calming story, the wise mortal Ligdameon aids the gods in understanding the divine origins of musical instruments, spreading harmony through Olympus and Earth alike. Perhaps you have a cherished bedtime ritual that accompanies you into dreams. Feel free to whisper it in the comments. If you find peace in drifting into ancient stories, consider joining us again. And now, let the tale unfold. At the base of Mount Olympus, in a serene abode filled with the whispers of ancient trees and the soft song of nearby brooks, dwelled Ligdameon, a mortal of extraordinary wisdom and contemplation. This haven was where he meditated upon the mysteries of life, the intricate weave of mortal existence, and the delicate, unseen connections to the divine. Among the myriad of thoughts that enriched his mind, the essence of music shone brightly. To Ligdameon, music wasn't merely a collection of notes, but a symphony that transcended earthly bounds, creating bridges between the mortal and the celestial. It was this profound understanding of music that caught the attention of Apollo, the god of music and prophecy. Fascinated by tales of a mortal who pondered deeply upon music's divine origins, Apollo resolved to visit Ligdameon personally. The dawn was gentle, cloaked in a light drizzle that kissed the landscape with a silver hue, as Apollo descended with grace among the misty mountain peaks. The air vibrated with a melodious harmony, each note a testament to his ethereal presence. Ligdameon, Apollo intoned, his voice resonating like the soft strum of heavenly strings. Your insights into the divine nature of music are whispered among the stars. The gods seek your wisdom to unravel the ancient symphony that orchestrates the realms. With reverent humility, Ligdameon received Apollo's invitation to journey to Olympus, aware of both the honor and the responsibility it implied. This was a chance to stand alongside the Immortals, to share and perhaps gain a deeper understanding of the music that had been his lifelong muse. Thoughts of gratitude and awe filled him, mingling with a bittersweet longing for the truths that lay ahead. Apollo and Ligdameon set forth together, ascending the mountain. The path beneath them seemed to unfold like a scroll of sacred music, accompanied by celestial voices that imbued the journey with a mystical ambience. As they climbed, Ligdameon found himself reflecting on the past, the moments when divine whispers had touched his soul, guiding his thoughts toward clarity and inspiration. Each recollection was a note in the melody that now enveloped him, each step a harmony with the universe's rhythm. As they walked, Ligdameon's curiosity grew regarding Apollo's reasons for this meeting. Was it simply for knowledge, or did the god foresee a greater role for music among the divine? When he inquired, Apollo shared his vision of how divine melodies had woven the very fabric of existence. He spoke of how music shaped destinies and brought realms into alignment. In response, Ligdameon described mortal experiences, how songs fostered unity, healed hearts, and bridged worlds, echoing his belief that music was the ultimate form of expression and connection. Emboldened by Apollo's keen interest, Ligdameon shared a memory of childhood, when a simple melody drawn from nature had revealed the hidden symmetry of the world. It was this moment, long ago by a rippling brook, that had sparked his quest to understand music's true essence, a journey that now, years later, led him to Olympus itself. Their ascent continued, the mist gradually parting to unveil Olympus in its dawn-lit splendor. Ligdameon paused, taking in the breathtaking vistas that welcomed him to this divine realm. The threshold between his life as he knew it and the wonders that awaited him seemed to shimmer with potential, and his heart swelled with anticipation. Apollo, noting Ligdameon's look of awe, hinted at the discussions awaiting them in the grand halls. The god's interest was more profound than mere curiosity. They sought guidance on fostering harmony at times of celestial unrest. Ligdameon listened, his mind racing with both the gravity of the task and the possibilities it presented. As they approached the gates of Olympus, the soundscape transitioned again. Melodies became more pronounced, embodying a welcome from the gods themselves. Ligdameon felt a peace settle within him, intertwined with purpose, as the celestial harmonies seemed to whisper tales of the past, promises of the future, and the age-old bond between humanity and the divine. Thus, with a heart full of both humble gratitude and intellectual curiosity, Ligdameon stood ready to step into the eternal halls, led by Apollo. Here, among the gods, he would explore the mysteries of music's power, a discussion that was just beginning to unfold. As the soothing notes of the heavenly chorus faded into the distance, Ligdameon felt not just prepared, but inspired to weave his insights into the grand tapestry of divine knowledge, a journey where music would be both the path and the guide. As Ligdameon journeyed alongside Apollo to the grand halls of Olympus, a serene anticipation surrounded him. The awe-inspiring presence of the divine realm resonated like a gentle, harmonious melody. The halls themselves, with their stately marbled pillars illuminated by soft light, set the stage for a meeting of divine insight and mortal wisdom, a sacred convergence spoken of in hushed, reverent tones. Upon their arrival, Ligdameon was greeted warmly by a council of the gods, their presence a symphony of unity and curiosity. The divine assembly, with Apollo at the forefront, awaited Ligdameon's insights, recognizing him not just as a mere mortal, but as a vessel of profound wisdom on music's celestial connections. Apollo, with benevolent authority, addressed the gathering. Esteemed as Ligdameon is for his insights, he offers us a glimpse into the role of music as a bridge between our realms and the mortal world, he began, inviting the gods to open their minds to this exploration of harmony and understanding. Athena, insightful and strategic, echoed Apollo's sentiments. Music is a reflection of cosmic order, she stated, and through Ligdameon's wisdom we can cultivate further harmony within our own domain. Her words carried the weight of a goddess who cherished the weight of a goddess. The interconnectedness of realms, and her eyes shone with the vision of a world unified through the symphony of diverse voices. Hermes, ever clever and inventive, stepped forward to recount his creation of the lyre, a tale known and revered. He narrated how he had fashioned this instrument from a tortoise shell, a symbol and tool in equal measure, to bind mortals and gods through its soothing sound. Let us not forget, Hermes continued, the lyre soothes, it heals, and it symbolizes the connection we share with the world below. In this divine sanctuary, as tales and reflections wove an intricate tapestry, Ligdameon spoke with humility and clarity. Music, he began, is more than mere sound. It is a profound manifestation of the cosmic order, a bridge that links the divine to the mortal. His words, spoken with heartfelt sincerity, held the gods' rapt attention, their curiosity piqued at seeing such depth from a mortal perspective. Hermes, his interest piqued, inquired about the mortal interpretation of this connection. When humanity sings or creates music, do they recognize its divine influence? He asked. Ligdameon replied, indeed, in moments of song, mortals touch the divine essence. Music provides a glimpse of the heavens, a shared reflection and celebration of something greater than ourselves. Apollo, always keen to delve deeper, then questioned Ligdameon, do mortals truly understand the vastness of this connection? There was a moment of contemplative silence before Ligdameon responded, in the pursuit lies the solace. Through each note, lessons unfold. In every melody, a story waits to be told. This journey binds the listener to the divine thread that connects us all. This exchange prompted Athena, with her contemplative grace, to reflect, in our search for harmony, we draw nearer to the essence of our being. Her voice resonated with an understanding that transcended the mortal realm, echoed in the nods of agreement from the gathered gods as they contemplated the profound truths shared through Ligdameon's insights. Continuing his discourse, Ligdameon eloquently articulated how music serves as a conduit for shared experiences. Whether it is a solitary sound or a grand symphony, music weaves an unbroken melody that reaffirms our connection between earthly life and the heavens. An earnest silence settled over the assembly, each god absorbing the transformational insight offered by this humble mortal. The sacred halls seemed to vibrate with newfound harmony, an anticipation for future explorations and discoveries that Ligdameon's reflections inspired. In this moment, the gods and Ligdameon understood that music's power extended far beyond mere entertainment. It was an eternal force, ever present and ever binding. As this newfound harmony enveloped the council, the promise of further exploration into the very roots of musical origins and its divine significance lay ahead, echoing with the gentle assurance of deeper mysteries to be unveiled. As the gentle drizzle of spring caressed the Olympus council chamber, Hermes, the resourceful messenger of the gods, stepped forward with an unmistakable spark in his eyes. The gathered deities leaned in, eager to hear once more of a tale that entwined itself with the very essence of their lives. With a whimsical touch, Hermes began recounting the birth of music through his serendipitous invention of the lyre. It was during an ordinary day scampering about Earth that Hermes stumbled upon a tortoise. Seeing the creature's shell, an inspiration struck him, a fruitful union of creativity and nature. By stretching sinews across the hollow shell, Hermes crafted the first lyre, an instrument that would speak to both the heavens and the earth. When the inaugural notes of the lyre drifted through the grand halls of Olympus, an otherworldly melody unfurled, as if bridging chasms between the divine and the mortal. Its soothing sound enchanted all who heard it, softening disputes among even the most stubborn gods and nurturing camaraderie where discord once thrived. The hall resonated with recollections of those first mesmerizing notes, as Apollo, the esteemed god of music, rose to further illuminate the lyre's profound imprint upon the celestial and earthly realms. Apollo extolled the lyre not just as an instrument, but as a conduit to divine inspiration, capable of elevating spirits and unlocking a purer perception of prophecies yet to unfold. He shared how its melodies guided him during visions, allowing him to foresee threads of destiny with unmatched clarity. Through the lyre, Apollo explained, the gods gleaned deeper insights into their role within both the cosmic order and the beauty inherent in musical harmony. Reflective and roused, Ligdameon contemplated the lyre's reverberations across the mortal sphere. In his view, the lyre epitomized unity, a harmonious blend of form and spirit, much like mortal instruments resonating with natural and spiritual truths. These melodies were not confined to Olympus. They intertwined with tunes played by hands on distant shores, embodying the same eternal truths, shared and witnessed since Hermes inspired innovation. This profound sense of unity swept over the council chamber as the gods engaged in introspective silence. The lyre, as a centerpiece during disputes, revealed its timeless role as a peacemaker, its gentle chords inviting transformation from discord to understanding. Athena, with a gaze infused with wisdom, recounted tales of its power in quelling tempestuous disputes among the immortals. Many in attendance remembered moments where the lyre effortlessly transformed tension into tranquility. Athena spoke of these instances with reverence, her words painting pictures of the lyre's melodies not just affectionately heard, but deeply felt in the soul, easing the heart's unrest and calmed tumultuous spirits. Whether in times of war or peace, the lyre's voice echoed within sacred walls, steering decisions that shaped worlds both celestial and terrestrial. The lyre thus symbolized music's transformative power, a harbinger of harmony and unity. Emerging insights and shared nods from the gods signaled an implicit understanding of the insights Ligdameon outlined. They began to ponder earnestly how the ethereal music could continue shaping the future, exploring divine philosophies and fostering unity. Apollo remarked upon how music had long inspired mortal artistry and imagination, a seed sown by divine hands, now flourishing in mortal cultures. While the council's introspection gradually reached its thoughtful pause, the gentle connection forged by Hermes' creation endured, stitching together divine purpose and mortal ambition. A repeated harmony of reflections and visions of music echoed softly among them, paving the way for an exploration into other instruments, each promising stories anew. Ligdameon, too, felt a stirring within, eager to delve deeper into this symphonic odyssey, pondering over the chronicles that awaited them in their ongoing quest. Marked by a serene harmony and thoughtful anticipation, the council adjourned with a shared understanding of their path, a path where music indeed was a universal thread running through the tapestry of existence. As the council closed, gentle musings turned towards the next chapter of their endeavor, where the orchestra of life awaited discovery through other instruments' stories, promising ever more connection and unity between realms seen and unseen. As twilight bathed Olympus in hues of deep blue and silver, Ligdameon and the gods gathered on the grand balcony, where the faint vibration of strings whispered in the air. Apollo, with a voice as serene as the evening, began to expound on the importance of string instruments, those enchanting tools that resonated through the realms of both gods and mortals. He spoke with reverence of their ability to transform the atmosphere of Olympus, like a gentle hand turning the pages of the sky, revealing either clear days or ushering in light rains to calm celestial tempests. Apollo delved deeper, recalling specific gatherings where the tension among the gods ran high, and how the melodies played by strings pacified even the most fervent debates. These instruments, he recounted, were capable of lifting the very spirits of Olympus, swaying the mood from discord to tranquility with their delicate harmonies. Their music served as omens, guiding the divine in moments of indecision, aligning Olympus with a harmony that resonated through the ether. Hermes, ever the clever orchestrator, contributed vividly to the discussion. He recounted the times when string instruments acted as carriers of divine messages to the mortal world. He shared how the notes were more than mere melodies. They were whispers of enlightenment, capable of subtly nudging mortals onto their fated paths. Through captivating anecdotes, Hermes illustrated moments where a single phrase played on a lyre could forewarn of looming perils or herald propitious tidings, resonating with the weight of divine intention. Ligdameon listened thoughtfully, embracing the divine perspectives and weaving them into a tapestry that connected with mortal experiences. He reflected on how humans, inspired by these celestial gifts, had adopted string instruments to chronicle their histories, express their hopes, and remember their ancestors. These instruments, he suggested, had become storytellers in their own right, echoing the narrative of humanity's journey, their sounds a bridge between past glories and future aspirations. Athena, always insightful, pondered the strings' role beyond music, considering their impact on healing the human spirit. She shared stories of stringed melodies that eased the burdens of the mortal psyche, acting as balm for the world's wounds. In the humane realms, the music found its place within healing rituals, where its soothing embrace became integral to recovery and renewal, offering mortals an echo of the divine peace known in Olympus. The Council of Gods engaged in reflective contemplation about strings during ancient ceremonies. Across various Hellenic traditions, the music marked transitions, a birth, a death, the changing of seasons, carrying the essence of continuity from one generation to the next. These ceremonies, infused with divine artistry and mortal participation, celebrated life's cyclical nature, the strings their heralds of consistency and unity. each note bound together time and space, mingling the hopes of mortals with the timelessness of the gods. In this shared reverence, Ligdameon sensed a deeper connection between music and destiny. He spoke of the Moirai, the fates who spun the threads of life, and drew an analogy. The strings of instruments were threads of destiny itself. Every vibration through the strings bore a connection to fate's design, a reminder of choices leading to different possible destinies, harmonizing the divine and human under the vast tapestry of all existence. The gods nodded in contemplative agreement, recognizing the profound insight that music indeed intertwined fates across the cosmos. This revelation sparked a realization that the music of strings served not only as creative art, but as a navigator of the celestial and mortal realms, guiding lives from discord to harmony. As their discourse gracefully waned, the gods and Ligdameon lingered at the balcony's edge, contemplating the wisdom shared. Their conversation faded gently into the twilight, setting the stage for deeper explorations yet to unfold. The melody of destiny remained ever present in their hearts, an ethereal link between all realms, both divine and human, as they looked toward the continuation of their melodic journey. In the open council chamber of Olympus, a gentle rain drummed softly upon stone, bringing a rhythmic peace to the gathering of gods and Ligdameon. The skies above, softened by shades of gold and blue, mirrored the serene unity of this celestial assembly. Ligdameon, a wise mortal amidst immortals, spoke with a voice wrapped in tranquility, describing the harmony that intertwined the divine and mortal realms, often witnessed during human festivals. He began with the Festival of Thalassia, a cherished event among coastal communities where music created a living bridge connecting the hearts of mortals to the sea's spirit. The melodies at these celebrations seemed to step beyond earthly bounds, binding different souls into a collective pulse of joy and peace, dissolving the line that separated the divine from the mundane. As Ligdameon recounted these events, Athena, the goddess of wisdom, acknowledged the impact of music that Olympus had long employed as a divine messenger to the earth. She recounted moments when solemn hymns, borne by the gentle embrace of the wind, had guided sailors past unseen dangers, steering them safely towards their destinations. These traces of divinity within music served to communicate the gods' intentions, encouraging mortals towards a harmonious life rooted in understanding. Such divine melodies could tranquilize the tempests within human hearts, leading them towards choices full of foresight and wisdom. The council, absorbed in Ligdameon's narrative, delved into historical instances where music's gentle influence had shaped resolutions, turning the tumult of conflict into the peace of unexpected quiet. Ligdameon spoke of battles that paused at the sound of a celestial chord, disagreements that fell silent with the soft resonance of a well-tuned string. Music, he suggested, was an enchanter beyond words, capable of drawing forth emotions that soothed even the fiercest of spirits. Hermes, the ever-resourceful messenger god, added his voice to this narrative with a particular tale of his journey, delivering a message of peace to two villages locked in conflict. Upon his approach, he played a simple melody on his flute, a tune imbued with ethereal beauty that floated through the valleys, pacifying the combatants. Entranced by the harmony, the rivals abandoned their hostilities to embrace dialogue, demonstrating music's profound ability, when infused with divine intent, to span the widest of human divides. As the storytelling unfolded, Ligdameon shed light on how celestial music rippled through the fabric of mortal existence. He narrated how the echoes of divine compositions found life in the endeavors of bards and minstrels, who bore witness to both joy and sorrow through their art, united by the unseen threads of Muse. Heavenly harmonies. Each melody sung or played in the mortal world seemed a whispered echo of the eternal music fashioned by the gods. The celestial assembly, enraptured by recollections of their own, mused over how their melodies had invisibly influenced the earthly domain. This music, ever-flowing and ever-present, altered cosmic energies and touched human hearts alike, planting a deep-seated tranquility in every being willing to listen. Athena contemplated further on how such harmonies reflected cosmic rhythms, suggesting that these celestial sounds played a role in transforming chaos into order throughout creation. She linked the music of Olympus to the season's shift, the tide's rhythm, and the stars' eternal dance, underscoring that music was not merely an accoutrement to the cosmos, but an integral part of us. Its essence, singing the universe's eternal song with every celestial vibration. Reflective in thought, Ligdameon gazed forward into the possibilities of future harmonies, pondering that music's journey might only have begun. He envisioned a universe wherein each note became a key in unlocking new connections between the divine and the mortal. In these new harmonies lay the promise of an expanded understanding, a deeper peace, a power held within reach of gods and mortals, alike through their shared art of music. As the last echoes of his thoughts hushed, a tender melody emerged softly from the very air within the chamber, weaving its silent dance among the assembled deities. It carried with it an unspoken promise of unrealized wonders, beckoning those who traversed both celestial and terrestrial paths. This nascent harmony pointed towards the mysteries of divine melodies awaiting exploration in the next chapter, beckoning all into its never-ending enchanting dance of sound and silence. Within the hallowed chamber of divine wisdom, the air itself seemed to hum with the reverberations of sacred melodies. Apollo stood at the center, gracefully articulating the origins of his ethereal harmonies. These were not mere sounds, nor were they crafted for amusement. Rather, each note bore the weight of prophecy. Bestowed upon him by the Muses, these melodies wove visions of destiny, influencing both mortal and divine fates in ways unseen. His tunes, ancient as the stars themselves, extended beyond mere music. They unraveled the threads of future events, a celestial tapestry only begotten by those with open, listening hearts. Ligdameon, ever attentive and wise, absorbed Apollo's discourse. He visualized how these celestial melodies whispered into the ears of oracles, gently nudging mortal paths as if guiding a river's flow. To those on earth, often oblivious to their divine guidance, such melodies were invisible threads weaving through fate's loom, subtly redirecting lives toward destinies preordained by higher design. As Apollo's voice faded, the council turned to examine music's broader role within their divine duties. The gods considered music a transcendental language, one surpassing the limitations of the spoken word to communicate the essence of divine intentions. Melody, Apollo asserted, acted as a bridge that connected intent with realization, its harmonious notes binding the divine assembly with an air of awe. Contributing next, Hermes shared anecdotes of melody as a tool of diplomacy among the gods. His lyre, with notes that were swift and full of life, became an ambassador of accords and decisions within the realm of the divine. These tunes, though subtle, carried significant weight in influencing the decisions made in the high courts of Olympus. He recounted times when the simple strum of a chord had transformed debates into consensus, illustrating music's quiet power and smoothing the intricate tapestry of divine politics. Athena, with her strategic mind, emphasized melody's role not just in prophecy or diplomacy, but as a calculated asset in shaping divine affairs. To Athena, music was a tool that could steer the course of both mortal and godly endeavors. She recounted moments when harmonies, precisely orchestrated at critical junctures, directed fates in line with strategic objectives. Through such deliberate use, music became an unseen architect, weaving paths of destiny aligned with celestial designs. In this sacred discussion, Ligdameon offered his own perspective. As a mortal, he spoke of prophetic harmonies not just as divine edicts, but as mirrors of human emotions and aspirations. These celestial whispers, he suggested, had the power to rouse emotions, igniting an inner drive within mortals to pursue valorous deeds. His insights resonated with the divine assembly, provoking thoughtful reflection on how these melodies intertwined with mortal experiences and how divine inspiration echoed through everyday songs, sung by human lips. Reflecting on this interplay, the gods considered the myriad of ways divine melodies had shaped human history. These musical whispers had instigated battles, formed alliances, and inspired voyages. In each instance, they served as a compass, aligning mortal actions with the grand design hidden within the cosmos. Ligdameon illustrated this with poignant clarity, likening music's influence to how gentle winds sculpt and speak to the silent sands. As the discussion meandered, Ligdameon proposed a profound truth. True melodies, whether celestial or terrestrial, synchronize the paths of cosmos with the world of men. He envisioned this harmony as an intrinsic resonance within the soul, connecting human lives to the cyclic dance of celestial bodies. Ligdameon's contemplation urged the gods to ponder their part in this cosmic symphony, realizing that they too contributed to an ancient and ongoing orchestration of fate. Throughout the flowing dialogue, the serene ambience of the chamber remained unbroken, promising a deeper understanding and unity between worlds. The conversation serenely bridged to thoughts of how mortals would soon embark on their own musical quests, inspired by these divine archetypes, ready to craft instruments that echo their creators. Wisdom, as the ethereal glow of Olympus cast gentle hues across the grand assembly hall, Ligdameon stood among the gods, his mind dwelling on the profound connection between divine inspiration and mortal ingenuity. His quest to unravel music's celestial origins had led him here, to a moment of reflection on how mortals, captivated by heavenly symphonies, forged their interpretations of divine melodies. The chamber hummed with serene anticipation as he prepared to share his thoughts with the gathering of gods. Ligdameon began by exploring how mortals crafted instruments in emulation of divine sounds. Humanity, driven by an inherent longing to touch the divine, sought to recreate the celestial harmonies that filled the heavens. These instruments, constructed from earthly materials yet inspired by heavenly orchestration, became vessels for mortals to express reverence and longing. From wooden flutes that echoed gentle zephyrs to drums resonating with the earth's heartbeat, each creation spoke of humanity's desire to capture a fragment of divine harmony. Hermes, with a glint in his eye, contributed tales rich with imagery, stories of mortals touched by muses through dreams and visions. He recounted a shepherd's simple yet profound dream where Apollo played his lyre beneath a sky adorned with stars. Awaking with a haunting melody vividly etched in his mind, the shepherd fashioned an instrument from olive wood, and the resulting tune resonated with all who heard it. Such tales illustrated the cosmic connection between divine realms and mortal creativity, demonstrating the celestial spark that ignited earthly artistry. As Ligdameon and Hermes shared these enriching stories, the gods gathered within the forged chamber of Olympus, where the air shimmered with potential and creativity. They listened, acknowledging that divine music had invigorated human creativity, a testament to both human aspiration and the flow of inspiration from above. Apollo, his voice rich and melodious, added to the discourse by recounting legendary figures within mortal history who exhibited extraordinary musical prowess. Orpheus, whose lyre could charm beasts and calm turbulent rivers, exemplified how some humans, divinely touched, transcended through music. This music, more than mere art, became a formidable force, intertwined with the natural world itself. Nodding, Ligdameon directed attention to the intricate craft of string instruments. He described how these strings served as conduits, carrying the essence of both divine and mortal ethos. The crafting of these instruments involved weaving earthly materials with divine whispers, transforming them into vessels of profound resonance and emotion. Athena contributed her perspective, her voice imbued with the gravitas of wisdom, She spoke of music as a catalyst for innovation and progress among mortals. Initially crafted as reflections of divine archetypes, instruments soon inspired creativity in their right. Each melody and note acted as a foundation for the evolution of human culture, revealing music's transformative capability. Mortals, embracing these divine gifts, molded them into distinct cultural expressions, sparking innovations across generations. The gods sat in quiet reflection, deeply contemplating the connection between mortal music and their divine essence. Understanding that music transcended words, capturing emotions, and connecting sentient beings across the cosmos, was profound. Through music, mortals echoed divine sentiments and embarked on journeys of self-discovery and collective growth. The dialogue was shared, each note and chord weaving the mortal world closer to the divine, a perpetual dance through time's eternal canopy. Concluding his reflections, Ligdameon expressed the harmony binding divine inspiration to mortal craft, celebrating how both realms contribute to a universal symphony under a shared celestial canopy. The gods, in silent agreement, acknowledged the enduring link music forged between the divine and mortal realms. As the discussion concluded, Ligdameon sensed the delicate threads of artistry and whispers of divine influence hovering in the air, setting the stage for the transformative journey through music that awaited in future realms. Entering the sacred transformation chamber, Ligdameon felt the ethereal vibrations envelop him, each note weaving a narrative far beyond the visible realm. The celestial harp shimmered softly, a beacon of divine resonance underscoring music's profound influence over the cosmos. Here, a sanctuary for gods contemplating celestial affairs, was now transformed into a stage for Ligdameon to delve into music's transformative power. In a steady voice, Ligdameon began illustrating how harmonies transcend both mortal and divine experiences. The gods, gathered in rapt attention, recalled times when a mere note or silent melody catalyzed profound changes, rippling through the fabric of existence. Ligdameon emphasized the similarities between the mortal realm and the heavens, fostering a deeper understanding of their entwined destinies through music. Hermes, the clever and resourceful messenger god, shared his reflections. In his journeys, he had seen music mend hearts and minds. He recounted times when melodies from his lyre soothed tempests of emotion, lifting spirits from despair and transforming hostility into harmony. One tale involved a rivalry among lesser gods. Through the gentle allure of melody, enmities softened and alliances emerged, replacing discord with cooperation. The assembly of gods reflected on music's pivotal role in altering divine decisions. Sound's ethereal architecture frequently illuminated choices during moments of uncertainty, guiding divine paths with a subtlety only music could provide. Ligdameon noted even celestial beings were not immune to melody's persuasion, garnering murmurs of agreement from the gods. Apollo, god of music, shared profound instances where his harmonies shifted cosmic energies. With a measured tone, he spoke of symphonies that realigned stars and rewove destinies, crafted by the purposeful strings of his golden lyre. These narratives illustrated music's capability to influence cosmic dances, enriching the gods' understanding of the universe and its endless faculties. Athena contemplated music's power to influence beyond the visible, considering how strategic melodies shaped reality during moments of celestial tension. She recounted an instance where a gentle aria inspired new alliances in the celestial courts during uncertain times. Music, invisible yet impactful, demonstrated its ability to turn tension into resolution and spark innovation. Reflecting on these insights, Ligdameon elaborated on transformative epiphanies kindled by musical harmonies. He described them as a convergence of sound and insight, realigning purposes and setting novel paths for both mortals and the divine. Such revelations, akin to musical epiphanies, shaped decisions, molded destinies, and bridged insights across realms. The gods collectively recalled music's steadfast role during celestial conflicts, transforming turmoil into peace. Ligdameon listened as they recounted legendary interludes where war became harmony through beautiful melodies. These recollections emphasized the constant role of music in facilitating not just serenity, but also productive dialogue and collaboration. At the heart of this realization, Hermes narrated a specific celestial conflict resolved through melody, a dispute between two powerful gods whose harmony restored balance in the heavenly realm. This tale enriched their understanding of how music's subtle complexities weave peace into the universe's fabric. Drawing their contemplations to a close, Ligdameon synthesized their shared insights into an understanding of music's role in shaping change's very fabric. It bridged the temporal with the eternal, uniting divine aspirations with mortal yearnings. As the council concluded, the gods and Ligdameon exited the chamber with hearts and minds attuned to the Song of Transformation, a prelude to the eternal reverberations awaiting them, fostering paths of ongoing harmony. In the gentle rain, the gods and Ligdameon looked forward, sensing the eternal message of music, an invitation to nurture harmony among realms, a message that continued to echo, gently guiding their divine and mortal decisions toward productive and peaceful futures. As the serene night enveloped Olympus, Ligdameon pondered the eternal presence of music across the realms. In the hallowed echo chamber atop Olympus, he sat serenely, reflecting on music's unwavering resonance, much like the stars that twinkled eternally in the sky above. To him, music was a timeless companion, a bridge that spanned the histories of both gods and mortals, steadfast in its celestial consistency. As his thoughts traversed through the ages, Ligdameon mused on how music had forever been an eternal guide, illuminating paths with its harmonic light. Athena joined him, contemplating the lasting echoes of divine melodies in mortal lives. Her voice, a gentle harmony in itself, drew Ligdameon from his reverie. "Ligdameon," she began, "do you not see how a single divine note weaves itself into the very fabric of human life?" She spoke of mortal festivals rich with music and dance, reflections of divine harmony that transcended the physical realm. "These celebrations," Athena added, "are where mortals connect to the divine, finding inspiration and wisdom in the echoes that guide their hearts and deeds." Hermes, always playful yet profound, contributed his thoughts on music's immortal nature. "Music is an everlasting muse," he said, "an eternal companion that whispers secrets and awakens creativity in those attuned to hear its call." He recounted tales of inventors, poets, and craftsmen who had glimpsed bits of divine inspiration, designing instruments in a humble hope to capture a fragment of celestial sound. "This inspiration is boundless and timeless," Hermes proclaimed, seeing it as a gift from the immortals kindled forever in the embers of creation. The council members collectively recalled the times when music had left an indelible mark upon the world, with melodies crafting peace from turmoil, effortlessly weaving themselves as threads of phrase. Tranquility in the tapestry of history. Apollo added his voice, reminiscing. "I remember how the gentle strum of a lyre once melted away years of enmity, uniting disparate hearts under a banner of harmony." He recounted a historic piece, treaty where the soothing cadence of divine music played a crucial role, transforming conflict into a symphony of understanding. As the discussions unfolded, Apollo spoke of music's role as a chronicle of immortal memory and history. Each celestial harmony, he noted, bears tales untold of ages past, a library sung without walls that preserves triumphs and trials alike. To him, music was not merely an art form, but an ever-living testament to the grand symphony of time. "In our melodies," he concluded, "lie the histories of civilizations rising and falling like tides on an eternal shore." Ligdameon observed how music's continuity transcended time itself, linking past, present, and future. He envisioned music as a river coursing eternally through the ages, its current ceaseless, bonding gods and mortals in shared moments of beauty. In every age, he continued reflectively, music inspired by the divine will eternally aspire and uplift. He saw it as a never-dimming beacon of unity, uniting generations through magnificent harmonies across time. Athena nodded, drawing connections between music's permanence and the immortality of ideas. It's more than notes, she affirmed. Music is a vessel of ideas, thoughts, and dreams, translating truths beyond the bounds of words. Through the centuries, these echoes of the divine have carried profound wisdom, urging unity among those who embraced their whispers. In its strains, humanity's diverse truths find a common ground, binding us all in a shared understanding, she posited thoughtfully. As the night cloaked them in its quietude, Ligdameon concluded their discussion with a serene assertion. Music's eternal echo was the true legacy shared by gods and mortals. It filled the spaces between silences, ever ready to vibrate the soul of any willing listener. This echo, he declared softly, is timeless, a testament to our shared heritage of harmony. As distant thunderstorms spread a gentle rumble through the night, the companions in the echo chamber collectively acknowledged music's profound continuity. This eternal reverberation, Ligdameon believed, would continue to inspire and guide both realms, its legacy as continuous and boundless as Olympus itself. The gathering in the echo chamber gently shifted into a contemplation of future harmonies, foreshadowing the great symphony of unity yet to come, blending the divine and mortal into one harmonious existence. Thus, their thoughts prepared them for what awaited in the symphony of unification that lay ahead, poised to bridge the gaps between realms, with music as their ever-resounding ally. As dawn's first gentle light caressed the peaks of Olympus, the great amphitheater awaited its anticipated event. Ligdameon, encircled by divine beings, felt the collective anticipation. An understanding of music's timeless influence was poised to unfurl. Here, in this sacred space, gods and mortals would celebrate a unified era, nurtured through music's calming power. Beginning with poise, Ligdameon reflected on the journey that had converged upon this moment. He spoke with serene authority about music's unmatched ability to knit the fabric of heaven and earth. Through music, emotions like joy, sorrow, and hope found their expression, forging connections between gods and mortals. His discourse invited all to acknowledge music's potential to unify, transcending language and culture. Apollo, a paragon of grace and prophecy, stepped forward to address the assembly. His voice, resonant as a celestial melody, recounted past discord within Olympus. In those times, the tranquil notes of divine lyres mediated conflicts and restored balance. His reflection, not merely historical, affirmed music's journey from divisiveness to fostering divine unity. In harmony, the Council of Olympian deities recognized music's power as a bridge to the mortal world. Mortals, guided by omens or divine whispers, often sought solace in Olympus' symphonic strains, drawing comfort and answers. This unique link allowed gods to inspire mortal hearts, fostering inspiration through the universal language of melody. With foresight's wisdom, Athena praised the newfound peace and understanding among them. She pondered past conflicts, wondering how many could have been preempted by music's gentle influence. She stressed that divine melodies wield profound power to effect change, gratitude filling her heart for the harmony now realized. Hermes, with his characteristic insightfulness, expounded on music's role in divine and mortal collaboration. Through his natural cleverness, he narrated how subtle melodies, carried by the wind, guided mortals to virtue and wisdom. These harmonies epitomize the reciprocal enrichment between heaven and earth, deepening mutual comprehension. Ligdameon envisioned a future rich with shared prosperity and enlightenment. He imagined a world where music served as a guiding star, leading to advancements benefiting both gods and mortals. He dreamed of societies flourishing, unified by melodies that transcended differences, guided by symphonies reverberating through time. Energized by this vision, the gods proposed discussions on how to cultivate further harmony between their celestial realm and the mortal world. Suggestions of gatherings where gods and mortals shared their music arose, a communal expression through joyous songs. They recognized these collaborations could deepen understanding, strengthen bonds, and foster a legacy of unity for generations to come. Athena shared an anecdote about a past war where music turned the tide, offering a peaceful solution through diplomacy rather than force. She proposed such strategies in future divine-human relations to achieve peace more effectively. Hermes added by recalling how music orchestrated divine aid in troubled times, citing an instance where harmonious notes guided a parched community to an oasis, demonstrating the rich interplay between celestial and mortal spheres. As these reflections unfolded, the moment of culmination arrived with a grand symphony echoing through the amphitheater. Celestial instruments played a majestic yet gentle melody. Even as the gods contemplated plans for future musical gatherings, the elegance of the music suffused every soul present, sealing a shared realization of achieved harmony. The celebratory symphony resonated between the heavens and the earth, ushering in a new chapter in divine and mortal unity. Ligdameon's journey, marked by growth and eternal curiosity, became a beacon to others, illuminating the path with music's enduring glow. The harmony achieved was not confined to the divine realm, but promised to ripple throughout the mortal world, heralding collaborations that would foster mutual autonomy and growth. As the final notes lingered over the amphitheater, the gods and mortals dispersed with a deepened understanding of shared peace within and beyond Olympus. This newfound harmony set the stage for music's broader impact within the earthly sphere, paving a path toward a future enriched by shared melodies and united aspirations. The peace within Olympus was now profound, promising to reverberate through future collaborations. As the soft glow of dusk enveloped the base of Mount Olympus, Ligdameon stood among mortals, reflecting on the profound influence of music as warmth infused the air. His gaze wandered to the peak of the mountain, where divine symphonies echoed, intertwining seamlessly with earthly whispers. It was here that Ligdameon began to articulate how celestial musical inspirations had transcended the heavenly realms, weaving themselves into the fabric of mortal life. Music, once the sole resonance of the gods, found its rhythm absorbed into mortal heartbeats, inspiring generations with its ethereal cadence and nurturing a spirit of innovation and creativity among the people. Apollo, the radiant god whose being was suffused with the music of the cosmos, spoke with a serene authority. His words painted vivid mosaics of legendary mortal musicians who, touched by divine Muse, rose to prominence. These musicians, imbued with a spark of the divine spirit, crafted compositions that formed the tapestry of human experience. Their melodies, rich and intricate, served as bridges between the divine and earthly realms. Through their unique interpretations, these artists honored the divine themes originally whispered by the gods, while adding their personal artistry, thereby enriching the legacy they inherited and passing it down through the ages. Athena, with her gaze deep in thought, offered her insights on music's profound role in shaping mortal beliefs and culture. She described it not as mere embellishment, but as a powerful tool for cultural preservation, steering collective understanding towards unity and shared purpose. In her wise perspective, music reshaped cultural identities, facilitated communal growth, and bridged the gaps between generations. She cited an example from a particular cultural practice among the Greeks that evolved, emphasizing how it was profound music which united feasts, melded individuals into communities, and turned shared melodies into cultural anchors. Hermes, with his characteristic exuberance, recounted tales of music fostering peace among earthly kingdoms. He shared a specific instance where the power of melody transformed conflict into comedy. In lands troubled by strife, it was not novel treaties but shared music that turned adversaries into allies. He spoke of a moment when the leaders of two feuding kingdoms, moved not by words but by a haunting melody, found the common ground needed to forge peace. Through such harmonious diplomacy, music became a foundation for unity, imbued with hope in each note. Reflecting on these narratives, the Divine Council acknowledged how teachings of music had been immortalized, not solely in the vastness of scrolls and lore, but in the lived experiences of mortals who internalized these celestial melodies. Each note that had once been divine now resounded in the lives of every person who encountered it. Music became an enduring legacy of shared memory, transcending the need for statues or inscriptions, living instead in the echo of ancient tunes, forever inspiring those who embraced its timeless rhythms. Ligdameon, his tone reflective and assured, elaborated on how these divine tunes spurred mortal advancements. Music, he proposed, was a catalyst for ingenuity, often acting as an unseen hand guiding humanity toward groundbreaking discoveries. With rhythmic inspiration, architectural marvels rose, scientific understanding progressed, and new technologies emerged, all echoing the harmonic intonations first gifted by the heavens. Each divine melody sowed seeds of possibility that germinated into springs of innovation, embedding progress within its notes and shaping every facet of mortal endeavor. Their discussion naturally gravitated towards music's profound role in preserving wisdom across generations. Here, Ligdameon shared insights about its mnemonic qualities, emphasizing that teachings intertwined with melody endure the tests of time more robustly than mere prose. Each tune, acting as an oral manuscript, naturally organized memory into a flow as enduring as the celestial movements above. Through music, ancient wisdom found a channel to persist, delivered intact from one era to the next, serving as a continuous gift for future generations to cherish and build upon. In his final reflection, Ligdameon emphasized music's legacy as enduring and omnipresent. Every strum on a lyre, every hymn sung across an agora, and every simple whistle carried the imprint of divine inspiration. The world, therefore, became a vast symphonic tapestry, where each chord honored its past echoes. In this grand orchestration, music transitioned from a divine mystery to an intimate narrative thread interwoven with human existence, echoing through every heart, manifesting unity through its crescendos and sustained notes. As the sun set beneath the horizon, casting golden rays and emerald shadows over the gathering, a serene hopefulness enveloped them, a prelude to the lasting harmony that music promised between mortal and divine realms. Together, they understood music was more than just art. It was a universal language, a rich history, and an enduring legacy. It breathed and expanded, its influence echoing in every corner of existence, continuously crafting unity with each rise and fall of its melodies. Ligdameon stood at the summit of Mount Olympus, enveloped by the soft hues of twilight. Shades of lavender and deep blue seemed to carry with them the stories of his journey, a voyage woven with revelations and resonances. Here, in the sacred realm where mortals and gods intertwined, he pondered the tapestry of music that had brought both realms into harmony. Memories of his contributions danced through his mind like a gentle breeze whispering through the emerging starlight, leaving him with a profound sense of fulfillment. Reflecting on his path, Ligdameon revisited moments where his counsel had guided divine decisions. The gentle hum of harp strings played by the Muses in the distance reminded him of the First Council, where his insights had kindled discussions of music's universal language. The harmony achieved was not merely of sounds, but of understanding and cooperation, weaving an early connection between heaven and earth. The divine assembly surrounded him, their presence a testament to the harmonious endeavor they had embarked upon together. Apollo, the god of music, approached with a graceful fluidity that mirrored a flowing melody. With a gentle nod and a presence that commanded quiet attention, Apollo expressed his gratitude. His voice, though calm, resonated with a profound depth, much like the harmonious strums of his lyre. Each word was a note of gratitude, echoing through the eternal symphony of Olympus, acknowledging the wisdom Ligdameon had brought to their celestial realm. To honor this newfound accord, Apollo presented Ligdameon with a divine instrument, crafted with exquisite precision. Its strings shimmered under the starlight, embodying the harmony forged between Olympus and earth. Ligdameon gently plucked the strings, feeling the vibrations carry the stories of gods and mortals alike, a living bridge between realms, uniting them in divine harmony. Athena, the goddess of wisdom, with eyes that saw beyond the present, acknowledged the peace and collaboration that had been achieved. Her voice, calm and insightful, resonated like the wise coos of an Athenian owl. She celebrated the innovation and understanding that Ligdameon's insights had brought to Olympus, foreseeing a future where this piece would not only bind sounds but intertwine souls, divine and mortal alike. Hermes, ever playful yet sincere, stepped forward to affirm the enduring collaboration between realms. Through stories and anecdotes, he recalled how music had carried messages and paved the way for understanding between distant lands. His gaze danced like the twinkling stars above, attesting to the boundless possibilities that lay ahead. The messenger god embodied the spirit of innovation, promising music as a continuous bridge for ideas, knowledge, and communication between heavens and earth. His assurance echoed with the promise that divine melodies would forever find their resonance in the mortal world, a narrative that connects past achievements with future aspirations. In this moment of unity and introspection, Ligdameon envisioned the future of music. He saw it as an endless echo, traveling across the heavens and the earth, leaving imprints on all who would listen. Every note and every chord seemed to vibrate with the essence of life itself, melding seamlessly into a unified symphony. Such was the legacy of divine melodies, a perpetual testament to their timelessness, weaving the past and present into a harmonious future. As the council gathered for a symphonic celebration, celestial voices joined with divine instruments, crafting a resonant harmony that touched every heart present. This grand celebration was unparalleled, with melodies that danced upon the air, each note symbolizing unity and mutual respect. This lovely tribute was more than closure. It signaled a beginning, a reaffirmed promise of the unity that music would forever foster between Olympus and earth. A consistent and gentle reminder of beauty found in harmony and the perpetual dialogue that music encouraged within and beyond the realms. Peace and harmony cascaded gently over gods and mortals alike, a soft canopy of shared understanding and joy. The melody that had resonated between them played on, a muted yet enduring presence promising never to be silenced. Forever would it be woven into the heart of Olympus, enmeshed with the tales and tunes of the world below. In a short exchange, Athena and Ligdameon spoke, acknowledging the promise of ongoing collaboration, a legacy of sound that transcends distance and time. As the stars emerged, their soft glow bathed the summit in a tranquil light. Ligdameon turned his gaze towards the earth with serene fulfillment. He understood that the echoes of his quest would reverberate far beyond his mortal lifetime. Harmony indeed had been artfully woven through the realms, leaving an indelible mark of peace and comprehension. And amidst the quiet of night, Music continued to echo, endless and gentle as the universe itself.